hosted by Leif Gantvoort, Travis Oates, Alexa Cappiello, and Dan Billet.
Everything's there.
And I'm Brett Sheridan, and here's today's game master, Leif Gantvoort.
Thanks, Brett. I do love the way you say my name. And thank you, kids. Welcome to the show that is the game of games, meaning that every episode we play games and every episode is a game. Now, what that entails is that while we play the games, I am going to be giving out points. Sometimes those points are tied to the games we play, but sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're just a whim that I have. For example, let's give an example as we introduce the other host. Travis Oates.
Yes.
Cheese or sausages?
Both.
That is the correct answer. 10 points. Dan Billet.
Yes.
Left or right?
Right.
Oh, so close. It was left. I'm still going to give you 5 points.
Thank you.
Lex Cappiello, multiple
What's up?
choice.
What's up?
A, B, or C?
D, none of the above.
Oh, mixes it up. I'm going to give her 5. That wasn't an option, but I'm going to give you 5. And Brett Sheridan, you're not playing. You're not collecting points, but I do like to see you. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, as you can tell by my exceptional intro.
Well, that's how the game is played. And whoever has the most points in the end is going to be crowned our most winner of everything, a title they will hold over all of us as we work around the office. And also, one of our lucky fans out there who left a comment on one of our videos on YouTube is also going to win a prize. What are they going to win, Brett?
Well, naturally, they're going to win a game, Leaf, because
Everything's there.
Even the
I
prizes.
went to Travis because I love his reaction to the everything's a game.
Okay, so we are going to play a number of games today. We are also going to have Mariana Arôxa step in, one of our cast members, and she's going to also be playing some games with us and answer a few questions. But we can't have a winner to the episode without playing those games. So our first game today is going to be a very topical game. You guys are going to love this.
Oh, boy.
A game called Would You Dan Rather?
Whoa, okay. Little spin. Would you Dan rather?
For most of you out there, Dan Rather used to be a guy who delivered the news on CBS.
NBC.
Right. No,
No.
CBS.
CBS?
No, CBS.
Oh, I
And he
just
had his
thought-
own show later, I think.
Yeah, he
that's
still
right.
does do the news.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
He is somewhat
Really?
topical.
I
Does
just
he?
thought you had a
Some people
crush
out
on Dan. And
No,
you're like,
no,
oh,
no, no.
whatever
Oh
Dan
my God,
wants,
this
we're
is-
going to talk about.
there. This is already going great.
Good,
Lex
good.
doesn't even know who Dan Rather is.
I don't.
All right.
So.
This should be.
All right,
We're
so-
supposed to test games before we
Yeah,
do them?
technically.
Okay.
No, he just wants to test ours, but his
Yes.
are just
yeah.
fine.
All right. These are scenarios that Dan Rather was a part of, and I want to know
my
which of
God.
them you would rather do and why. I'm going to
Okay.
give points to one of you. So you better
Only one of
yes.
us. Okay,
So
all right.
you better argue your case. All right. So the first scenario: would you Dan rather be at the fall of the Berlin Wall or the assassination of JFK?
Assassination of JFK.
This
for
is
sure.
a fun one. This
Why
is
don't
you're
you
already
go
coming
first,
out.
Lex?
Assassination of JFK.
Okay. Why though?
Well, honestly, it just sounds. I was gonna say more fun, but that's not. That's not.
Yeah, I can't
I
give
don't mean
points
that.
for that.
I don't mean.
cannot.
I don't mean more like fun.
It's
like
not like when Lincoln was shot. That was hilarious.
Too soon.
No, not fun. But it's momentous.
It's an event.
It was an event.
There you go.
It just like earth-shattering event, and yeah, that's how I feel
Hey,
about
Dan,
that.
you want to get dressed up and go to an assassination? That should be great.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Berlin Wall.
Okay,
yeah,
give me
for sure.
why.
I mean, also earth-shattering in that it was the end of the Soviet
Cold
Union,
War.
the
It's the end of the Cold
had
War.
affected. But
Also, you could get. I'm sorry. I'm giving you your answer.
No, go-
Please
no, go ahead,
No,
please.
no. I'm not giving you your answer.
also, what an amazing party. Like, you have people who haven't been able to enjoy
You weren't
themselves.
there when JFK got shot.
That was a humdinger, boy.
I'm telling you.
You would have had to have been in Cuba.
Too soon.
Too Too soon.
Wow.
No, but like, what you have people who haven't been able to enjoy themselves for decades.
Yeah, I hear you.
What
Travis,
an amazing
what
place
do
to
you
be.
I would have liked to have been there when the Berlin Wall got shot.
got? Travis wins. I don't even need to know why. That's 5 points. There you go. All right, so would you, Dan, rather get kidnapped in a cab on the way to an interview or get punched in the gut at the 1968 Democratic Convention while live on TV? Which would you rather do?
Okay, so kidnapping does not sound fun. So I'd probably punched in the gut.
Not
You're going to take
nearly.
the punch to the gut.
I'll take a punch to the gut.
Why?
I box, so I have gotten hit before, so, you know.
You think you could punch back?
Oh, yeah.
In this scenario. So live on TV.
live on TV.
For those of you scoring at home, Alexa doesn't find kidnapping nearly as fun as an assassination.
Travis gets
Fun
points for
was
that.
the
That's great.
wrong word, but yes.
I don't know. Lex, you're having fun. I'm just giving you points for fun.
I'm gonna go the other way because I actually do think kidnapping sounds a lot more fun than getting because it was so embarrassing. His response to that, to getting punched in the gut. It was
Were you there?
I've seen it because there's footage of it.
Yes, there is footage of it.
So you can see it, and it's like, I can't believe you just punched me in the gut. It's ridiculous. So I think
5 points for the impression.
I think the kidnapping would be way more fun, and also no one could see how embarrassing it was.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
That's
once
true.
you got Stockholm
Yeah.
syndrome and you started to agree
live
with
on
the kidnap,
TV.
exactly. That ruins the whole thing.
All right, Travis.
I think between the two of them, I would rather be kidnapped.
Okay.
I have a rather ample gut. And I feel like that would affect me in a maybe greater way than your average human being.
Yeah, but you also have padding there, so it might not hurt as
Yeah,
much.
that's not really the way that fat
It
works.
doesn't. It doesn't work that way?
Muscle stops you from hurting the internal things.
Fat does
All
not.
fat does is it adds to the impact.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's like a recoil, opposite of a
Yeah,
recoil.
yeah.
And coil? What?
Just makes
What's the matter, Dan?
No, I just don't know that we want to explore this.
I also
can't feel that you're.
I failed to ask who we were getting kidnapped by, because if I'm getting kidnapped by Charlize Theron, I'm there.
Okay.
I'm there.
In
You know
this
what I
scenario,
mean?
it was the cab driver. He wouldn't let
Right.
him out of the cab and just kept driving around.
Okay, yeah, no, that's
I would like
creepy.
to be kidnapped by Charlie.
I mean, that's just basically a tour.
Yes,
Right?
Good
So-
job.
so, you know.
All right. Okay. Would you, Dan, rather get punched by an assailant who utters
gets
the
punched
phrase?
a lot.
Hold on. Who utters the phrase that will be turned into a popular song?
Yeah.
Or be known for your own turns of a phrase like "This race is shakier than cafeteria Jello."
Well, I will say, what's the frequency, Kenneth?
There you go.
I get points for knowing what there was.
Points.
And I think in that case, that makes such a great story.
Yeah.
Getting punched in the gut at the Democratic National
Not a
Convention,
big
not a great story. But getting punched in the gut, having somebody say, "What's the frequency, Kenneth?" and then having that become a huge hit song.
Yes.
That's worth getting punched in the gut.
Dan.
I'm gonna go with my turn of phrase.
Yes?
yes, because I love like a.
So
chick
they would still be
turn, like,
Danisms.
yeah, exactly. So, but like somebody who could this game is in the popcorn machine. Like I know that's not a
Points. I like that one.
I love. like,
I like it.
the refrigerator's open, the butter's melting, and I like those sort of things. I love.
Yeah, Lex.
Yeah, same. I would probably want to turn a phrase because
Give me an
clearly,
Alexism.
Papua New Guinea is fun and cool.
Okay, all right. I'll give you points for that. It's
That's
not
already a
as good as Dan's.
phrase, but
Can I just want to paint the picture, by the way, of Dan's. Good night, good luck, and this game is in the popcorn.
That's how we should end this episode. FYI.
All right, so one final would you, Dan, rather get to sing live with REM your famous phrase song,
sure.
or have a Sesame Street Muppet named after you?
Oh, Sesame Street Muppet.
Oh, wow, both of you. But
Sesame
why?
Street Muppet.
But why?
Because formative years growing up, Sesame Street meant the world to me. I haven't watched it in years, but I mean, who doesn't want a Muppet named after them? That's
I don't know. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Anyone here? Anyone here doesn't?
Big Bird was the best.
So,
Points, Lex.
Kiss.
having voiced a Muppet,
Name dropper.
I have done that. So I'm going to go. I have never been in front of a live concert with
Singing.
actual like rock and roll stars and sung.
Yep.
So I have to choose that just because of the two experiences. One of them I've kind of had.
I'm gonna go with the Muppets.
I'm gonna.
Because Muppets are immortal.
Yes,
Yeah.
they
Live
are.
forever, and
do.
Muppets
Sure,
never
sure.
die.
You don't think
And,
songs are immortal?
No,
gonna say-
I don't. Songs can be forgotten. Muppets.
And Goonies never die.
See, I'm going to
Both of
give
them.
Lex points for that.
Goonies never die.
All right, so that is the end of Would You,
never
Dan,
said
Rather. I think it went pretty good. I don't care what you guys say. So
It went bad. I'm just saying.
at the end of the first round, these are the scores as we have them. Lex, I'm sorry you only have 25 points, but
It's
that's
okay.
okay. You're not far behind
I know.
because Dan has 30 points and Travis is in the lead with 35. So the whole field is separated by 10 points. I think any of you could come back. Now, when we come back from the break, we are going to Finger Me.
Oh, no. Leave.
Oh man.
New choice, Leif. New choice.
All right, welcome back to Everything's a Game. Thanks, kids. All right, for this next game that we're going to be playing, I am going to tell you two stories about me getting fired. One of them is real, the other one I made up. You have to decide which is the real story and finger me for the crimes that I have committed.
Oh, boy.
All right, I had a job in high school at one of the local gas stations. I worked late nights, and in my small town, population 1,000, it was always slow and boring. And as a teenager, there was nothing worse than being bored, other than your car not being able to take you to more exciting destinations because it doesn't have any gas. So occasionally, I would fill up the gas tank on my car and not pay for it. I did this for years. Not all the time, but occasionally. Until I was eventually caught when a homeowner from across the street reported my dastardly deeds to my employer. The next time I saw him, he looked at me from over the top of his glasses and uttered those dreaded words, more than inferring that my free gas days were over. That is story number one.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I love that
Story
you've been fired
number two.
enough times to make an entire segment.
Story
out of it,
number
but
two.
Yes.
I worked the morning shift at a Burger King in a town about 20 miles away from my farm. On one particular morning, I was there well before everyone else, like an hour early, which may or may not be because I didn't sleep the night before and was perhaps still intoxicated. Either way, I was hungry. I normally worked the cash register, but I always felt like I could cook. So that morning I did, or I tried to. And the thing I wanted to cook was onion rings. So I fired up the greaser, got it nice and hot, grabbed a bag from the freezer, and dropped in a batch of rings. Instantly, the fire filled the cooking area because dropping frozen items into hot oil does not bode well. I was able to get the fire out by the time my boss got to work, but not erase the evidence. On my way home, I did stop at Hardee's, not to get another job, but to get some onion rings. I now invite you to pick one of those stories and finger me.
Okay.
So you can write down or just
You know
talk
the
it out.
point where we talked about testing games prior to...
We did test this game.
Oh, we did?
Yes.
Oh,
every
I
day.
must have not been there for that.
Didn't test the name of the game.
I can't wait to tell the story of how you got fired for coming up with
Yeah.
this game, with the name of this game.
Wait, what?
So essentially, what are we supposed to do? Just guess which one is
Which
true?
one is real
and then
give it show
then-
your work. Tell me why you think it's true,
okay,
why
all
you
right,
think
all
it's
right.
false.
Okay, I'm
ready to go.
Yeah,
Okay.
me too.
Yes.
I think, knowing you,
Yeah.
the way that I do,
Okay.
I think it was
Which
the
is
second
intimately.
one.
The
Because-
Burger King job.
The Burger King job. And
Okay.
the reason I think this
All right.
is because you're not really much of a thief,
Right.
but you do think you can do anything. So you sitting there going, well, surely I can do this, even though nobody's shown me how, just feels like the quintessential Leaf thing to
Sure.
do.
I agree with
Yeah.
that. I'm going to give you points for that
Yeah.
just because, yes, I if it's true or not, you're right.
Right.
Dan.
I'm going to go with the first story. I think the
You
first
think the
story
first story is
yes.
true?
Number one, because as a technician in the
Yes.
gasoline industry,
Uh-huh.
one of the perks of the job should be access to gasoline
To get free gas.
Well, you're paying for it through your labor,
Right.
and so this is just a bonus.
So I didn't steal gas. I
Not
earned
really.
it.
You earned this gas
Got it.
as a bonus. Also, in the second story, you showed up to work early.
Not just early, an hour early.
An hour early.
Yes. Lex, what are you going with?
I also have to say the first option for a few reasons. One being, you generally eat very healthy. Now, I don't know young.
This was high school.
I know this is young Leif, and I feel like young Leif honestly still probably ate healthy.
Okay.
On top of that, you love cars, and I could see you working at a gas station, and
sure.
I don't know. He says you're not much of a thief, but I see you as pretty mischievous, and I could see you stealing gas for your pleasure.
He had
Well,
less tattoos back
Yes,
then.
I did.
Yeah.
I will tell you the true story is the first one.
Yeah, there
so
we
Lex
go.
and Dan get points. I did work at a gas station, and I did feel like I earned gas.
I understand
by doing the work that I did.
That's right.
Oh, but when I got caught, man, was that, just my heart sank because I was like, oh, yeah, I guess I shouldn't have done that.
It didn't occur to you prior that you shouldn't have.
No,
No.
it didn't. I felt like I earned gas.
I'm right with you.
Okay, so for this next round, I'm going to tell you 2 stories about me getting arrested. One of them is real, the other I made up.
And what
Figure
are we
out which
supposed
is
to? We're
which.
supposed to do what to you?
Finger me.
Oh God.
Oh no, Dan! Why did you?
Why would you fish for that?
Dan gets 5 points for setting me up.
Dang it,
I
Dan.
appreciate you, Dan. All right.
Game is in the
HR.
popcorn machine now.
HR.
In my hometown, we didn't have much to do other than hang out at the local music venue and beat up kids from the next town over. Because how dare they want to enjoy local bands too? On one particular night, a punch was thrown in my general direction. General enough that even though it didn't connect, I knew what its target was, my beautiful 17-year-old face. I couldn't let my eventual moneymaker be risked like that again, so I countered that miss with a punch of my own and missed as well. The miss was so grossly wrong that I ended up falling to the floor with a thud right at the foot of a police officer who snatched me up, drugged me to his car to the cheers and adoration of my peers. It was a triumphant moment of loss that I will never forget.
Oh, poor Leif.
Story 2. I grew up without an allowance. What money I had to earn through shit jobs like picking rocks or de-weeding bean fields with machetes. What this meant is that every dime I had to painstakingly earn. So when it came to spending it, I was less likely to do so. Yet I loved music, but I hated spending money on it. Even in the hot South Dakota summers, I wore an oversized leather jacket that allowed me to steal up to 6 CDs at once, even with those large plastic cases that were supposed to act as a deterrent. On one occasion when I was leaving a Kmart after having done my non-shopping, I watched the store manager watching me and I still didn't stop. I kept walking right until the moment he grabbed me by the collar of the jacket and pulled me back into the store. The cops were called, my parents were called. I got the "we're not mad at you, we're disappointed" lecture that cuts to the soul, and I never stole another CD again. So which of those arrest stories is true?
Dose.
Dose, you're already in.
I'm
Lex is
in.
already
Sorry,
in with
Travis.
Dose.
I know you're about to talk, but I think it's Dose. It's just, first off, it's a way more detailed story.
Oh, so you're going to critique the writing. I got it.
Yes,
All right.
I am. And I don't know. As we have already established from the first round, you are a thief.
Okay. I don't think so. Dan and I agree. I'm not a thief.
So
I earned that gas.
Right, and you also earned that CD.
Yes,
I
did.
You just, you worked hard, but you wanted to save that money for other things, and whatchamacallit, LimeWire and all that didn't exist back then because, you're of the age that you are.
Thanks for
Just
that.
kidding, I love you, leave. Wow. But yeah, I feel in my gut.
LimeWire reference gets 5 points.
I feel in my gut it's number 2.
Okay, all right. Trav, you ready?
Well, I mean, I'm conflicted because I didn't think you'd be a dirty, dirty thief in the first one.
But I am.
And yet you were. Here's my thing. I'm going to go with number 1.
Okay.
And the reason I'm going to go with number 1 is we have talked in the past about stories about fighting.
Uh-huh.
And I fought quite a bit when I was younger, and was actually pretty good at it, and assumed that you were. And then you have told me on numerous occasions, no, you were not tough at all.
Oh, no.
And got your ass handed to you quite a few times, and we're not much of a fighter. So it feels very appropriate that you got in jail for missing.
Yes.
A punch, and really being in a complete non-fight. Okay. That just seems more of what your history. But of course, you wouldn't tell me a bunch of stories about here's where I was a horrible, horrible thief.
Yeah, I wouldn't probably. Not until now, at least.
Yeah, now I know.
All right, Dan, what do you got?
Well, I loved in the second story that you were picking rocks for a living.
Yeah.
Because I sort of imagine that's like we're like picking flowers to sell at a florist, but or like by the side of the road, but you're holding a bunch of rocks.
Have you never heard what it is? No, you literally walk through the fields after it's been plowed, and you pick up the rocks and move them.
No,
because the plows otherwise would get broke.
Exactly.
That was after he was a turd miner.
Right. But I'm going to go with the first story.
Okay.
And the reason is that every superhero requires an origin story.
You're calling me a superhero, you get 5 points.
And
man,
hold on. This is your comedic...
Wait, should I have not given you the points?
No.
Okay.
I should get extra. This is your comedic origin story.
Okay.
This was the first time you got a big laugh.
Right.
And you thought, I am willing to do
So can I just
anything.
ask, the writing is
Yes.
good in that scenario, right?
No, it was
right?
a little shallow, to be honest. But
I thought the writing was excellent and everything that you've done.
Travis gets points.
Anyway, so this was this is your origin story. You were willing to do anything to get a laugh, and you're like, this is for me.
I love you all. I am a dirty, dirty thief. Second story.
See?
Second story.
My mind is blown by this. Did you know about this? That he was a dirty thief?
Cool.
I abstain.
Yeah,
All right,
honestly,
so
it would be cheating if Brett played.
You do not abstain because the third scenario for the last round, I am going to invite you to also finger Brett.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
All right. Brett and I went to college together. And both of us came from less than affluent backgrounds. I already told you how I had to make my own money as a teenager. Well, it didn't get any better as a young adult in college. It was particularly hard to save money for things like laundry, because money could be better spent on beer. So when it came time to do the household chores, what Brett and I would do is don masks, grab bats and other weapons, and wander the halls of our doors demanding people give us their change so that we could clean our clothes. The surprising thing is, people did. If it was because they felt their life was threatened or because they enjoyed our antics, we can't say for sure. They gave us their money. But more often than that, that change went to beer or pot, and not to laundry. Let's be honest, it usually went to pot. That is scenario 1. Scenario 2. Pranks and antics were also a popular pastime for Brett and I, and even though our dorm room windows were sealed, we managed to pry them open, which allowed us access to the roof of our 4-story dormitory. Out there, we could sit and look at the stars, usually while in some sort of hyper-curious state of delusion, or we could bring items from our room and see how well they could fly by tossing them over the edge. Nothing ever flew, but it dropped with great entertainment value. Now, Brett had this large ashtray that was shaped like a kangaroo. Pushing the limits of our entertainment, we decided to toss that one night. It too did not fly, or bounce, or hop, or do anything but drop crashingly to the ground below, right at the foot of our dorm administrator, Toby. Shards flew, and we flew back inside. Moments later, the knocking on the door told us our days of rooftop adventures were over. Now, everyone, I invite you to finger Brett. Please finger Brett.
So, again, I feel like I'm getting every one of these wrong now. I've known Brett, I think even longer than I've known you.
You have. You've known Brett longer than me.
And I can't imagine a scenario, even with a bat and a mask, in which I would find him intimidating.
I think the point was to be falsely intimidating.
Yeah, I know, but I can't. I mean, I can't imagine him trying to be intimidating. I can't imagine that being something that Brett would even attempt to do, to strong arm, even comedically strong arm somebody. I feel like that would be difficult for Brett to do without and keeping it together. However, I completely imagine him throwing stuff
Things
off of a
the
roof.
Okay, all right.
Like that really feels like a Brett thing for me. So again, I'm probably going to get this wrong. It's going to be I'm going to be 0-3, but I'm going to say that Brett and you threw
Toss stuff off the roof.
Threw stuff off a roof.
Okay, who's next? Dan?
And it was excellent writing.
Dan.
I would like to say number one because every villain
Here's
has
the
to have
thing,
an origin story.
That's great.
But I also think it's the second story.
Okay.
Because I also went to college.
So it sounds more plausible.
Yeah.
Understood. All right, points for that. I like that. All right, Lex.
So, as much as I love that first story, the second story was way more detailed. I mean, the
You're going to the
kangaroo-
writing again.
Yes, but also,
all right.
I did. Hold on. I did spend some time with you and Brett in New York, and heard many stories about your drunken shenanigans. So I would say that instead of getting your laundry money, you guys were definitely more focused on getting booze money and weed money, and I could totally see you guys tossing stuff off of roofs. So I'm going to say second story as well.
Brett, do you want to answer this one for the folks at home and for the panel?
Sure, yeah. It was the first one. I mean, elements of the second one are true also.
They are.
Just-
So Lex
just-
gets points.
Just for curiosity, Brett, can you show me your intimidating face?
Well, no, we
Well,
had
and
I know
masks.
it was under a mask, but under that mask,
It was a horrifying, like, one of
was a
those
clown
1970s clown masks where
Yeah.
it's just the plastic part of it, and it was kind of deteriorating a little bit.
I gotta feel like under that mask, were you just facially apologizing the entire time? Because that's
pretty
that's
much.
what I
pretty
that's
much.
what I would imagine.
One of my favorite scenarios is we like pounded on somebody's door and we threw open the door and we walked in and they went, "Oh, hi, Leif and Brett. My change is on the desk right over there." Like they already knew that we were coming. They were ready for us. Sure. But yes, as you said, part of the second story was true as well. All right. So at the end of our second game, right now, points wise, in the back is Travis now with 45. Lex is catching up with 50.
Coming
And
for you.
Dan is at 55. Once again, 10 points separate leader from the bottom.
I'm
Proud of you
suffering
guys.
for not thinking you're an anarchist.
Yes, I know. Yeah. Or a thief.
yeah.
All right, so when we come back, we are going to talk to our good friend Mariana Arôxa. She's going to come in and answer 2.5 questions with us. So stick around, and we will see you then. Okay, welcome back to the show. Yeah, we're a little silly here. We're silly. But welcome back, and also we want to welcome Mariana Arôxa. Thank you so much for
Yay.
sitting in with us. You are, of course, a cast member here at the Above Board team. You've been with us for how long now? Because you're the newest cast member.
I am. I want to say since almost a year.
Is
It's
it-
coming to a year.
It was
Yeah.
right before Gen Con. You
Yeah,
came on
that's right.
like 2 weeks before Gen Con.
So it
Yeah.
has been a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Wow.
I'm so sorry. You have nothing better to do than to keep coming around here and hanging around with us?
I guess I like you.
No, thanks.
Yeah.
We were also talking, this is your first podcast.
It is.
How do you feel so far?
It's gentle.
It is.
We will
yeah.
be
very
very.
Yeah. That is one thing that we aim for around here, is to
Oh,
be
yeah.
gentle.
Last game was called Finger Me, so yes.
Oh, Lex, why did you bring that up?
Yeah, she didn't know that
Yeah.
until you just said that.
Oh, she did.
Now we can't cut that segment out of the show. You realize that? Now we have to keep Finger Me in the show.
You were going to keep it anyway.
Yeah, I was. I was never going to get rid of that. So, Mariana, we asked you here to play with us 2.5 questions, okay? It doesn't sound like much of a game, but trust me, it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you a series of questions, in total, 2.5 questions. As you think of an answer for that question, our other hosts in the room are going to try to guess what your answer is going to be.
Okay.
So just bear in mind that you don't have to come up with your answer right away. Give them a little time to think it over, and then we will reveal what your answer is and what they thought your answer was going to be. And I'll give points based on that stuff.
Do I write my answers?
You don't
or
have to.
just,
No,
just
you
in my
you can
noodles?
write it in your brain.
Okay.
Yeah, just write it on the dry erase board in your brain.
how I
My
like it.
brain is a dry erase board. Like it's just like I'll write something down.
We know.
We know, yeah.
What did you say, Dan?
Nothing. Don't worry
Okay.
about it.
All right. Your first question. What is your favorite thing to wear?
Ooh.
Yeah, so think about that a little bit. These guys are going to write down some answers and they're going to try to guess what you think is your favorite thing to wear. It doesn't have to be your favorite thing to wear. Like it's not like we're going to fact check it. We're not going to follow you home and make you pull it out of the closet. Just whatever you want to say
Done.
is your favorite thing to wear. Oh, Dan thinks he
I'm done
knows.
too.
Oh, Lex too. Lex gets point. Dan gets points. Travis does not. Sorry. He's still writing. He was writing a whole book. Brett, do you have a favorite thing to wear? You love it when I call you in on this shot.
Yeah, this is the
because you have to leave.
I needed to take a lozenge or something. Favorite thing to wear is my JCPenney V-neck T-shirts. $5
we know.
on
We know.
know.
We see him all the
We
time.
see him.
All right, everybody's answers are in. So, Mariana, what is your favorite thing to wear?
Wigs.
Wigs!
Oh.
Wow! Do you have a lot of wigs?
I have a lot of wigs.
Yeah? And do you wear them like daily?
I used to wear them a lot more than I do today.
Yeah.
Mainly because I would go out a lot more. I
Right.
love to wear wigs when I go out. And surprisingly, I know it's going to sound crazy, but the cheap wigs, they look like real when I make them.
You work on
I
them.
do some stuff on
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
And so people oftentimes don't recognize me, even not that I'm recognizable, but my
Sure,
friends
sure.
were like, "Oh my God, it's you!" I love that. I love
So,
that
do you
feeling.
feel like in some ways by donning the wig that you are costuming yourself before going out in public? Do you think that's playing a little bit into it?
What is that? What is that? Can you? I'm
When you're
Brazilian.
wearing a wig, do you feel like you are wearing some sort of costume that you're not necessarily
You get to
100%
be-
yourself?
I
you
mean,
get to
I
be
guess,
a variation
I
of
guess
yourself.
subconsciously, perhaps, but
Sure,
I'm not
sure, sure.
making an effort to be anything other than myself. I just
We don't have to get into therapy. We don't have to reveal your deepest, darkest
I was
secrets.
hoping
We
this would be a little bit of
can,
that.
we can, but we don't have to.
I will say this. So all of us from the original cast
Yeah.
came from a sketch comedy background. In fact, a sketch comedy place called Acme Comedy Theater.
Never heard of it.
And I did sketch for years and years, and I always was jealous of the women because you can put on a wig, and it can be a cheap wig, and completely transform how you look, like
Right.
like instantly. Men can't get away with that. You put on a wig, and it doesn't look right on a man.
Ask my
in
beard
the same
if
way.
I look differently.
Well, but you can't just throw that on.
I think it's a face thing too. I don't think it's necessarily
Yeah.
how you identify, but some faces tend to be a little chameleon vibes.
Sure. Yeah.
And then you put a wig and you're like,
Yeah,
I
they
played a
match the
character
wig.
for a long time, and I wore a wig that was almost exactly like my regular hair. And but for whatever reason, it completely changed the the character just enough.
Just
that-
enough. Yeah. All right,
which I
so
really enjoyed.
let's go around and see what you guys answered. All right, Dan, go ahead. What
All
do you
right, well,
got?
I guess I've chosen my favorite thing that I've seen you wear, which is your rainbow socks. Because they are delightful
You know
and
what?
making me smile
I
all
love
the
that you've
time.
noticed items of clothing that she wears and you've remembered them. That is.
They're memorable. They're amazing.
Yep.
Rainbow
so I'm
socks.
going to give you points for that. That is such an unman-like thing to do.
That's so true.
Wow.
Most men forget that stuff.
I am comfortable with my unmanhood, I guess.
know
like
you are.
in my
I know you are.
unmasculinity to
All right.
He's
and
a
to give you some
sensitive soul.
credit, rainbows are high up there.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Trav, what do you got?
Well, I said because what is her favorite thing to wear would be a dress made of $100 bills.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
would be
That would be
nice.
that would be
That
awesome.
would be
Yeah, yeah,
great.
yeah.
But I'd
Points,
be naked pretty
points.
quick.
Wow.
Okay. I'm not mad at it either. I love wearing
Then it
nothing.
might be a lot of people's favorite thing for you to
I
wear.
know.
that.
I was going to do that, but this is your first time on a podcast, and so I felt like it was important we were gentle.
easy.
Because I
Okay.
have a feeling that you're a nature girl. So
I sure am.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the right place. for
Lex,
sure.
what do you got?
Well, I basically said joy because she wears joy all the time.
Oh,
she's a
look at that
high
sweetness.
vibration. Just she's just always exuding
Points
that kind
for
of energy.
adorable qualities.
Yeah, you said.
I hit the mic. I was so excited. Yeah, that was a winner.
Yeah, you
Aw.
think so? All right.
See,
So
she
far,
said
so
mine was
far.
the winner.
Yeah, and I gave you points for it,
Oh,
Lex.
thanks,
Yeah,
thanks.
I think yours is the winner too. All right. So, question number 2. If you could do one pastime for the rest of your life, what would it be? And what I think I mean by that, you don't have to stick strictly to this guideline, but I think what I'm saying is you can't do any other pastimes. You can only do one pastime. All right?
Okay.
So while they're writing down their answers, you're going to
Wait,
think
do I
of
have
it.
to do it nonstop, or can I pause?
Oh, no,
and
no,
then
no,
go
no.
back?
I think we're going to still consider it a pastime. So you do a primary activity, and then in the time that is not primary,
You do that.
you do this other thing.
Okay.
Do you have an answer?
I do.
Oh, great. Excellent. It's almost like it was ready. Like
I'm done.
all right, Travis is done. Fine. Points. Dan is still writing. Lex, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Oh, thanks. That's not
Thanks
what I
for
was
asking.
asking.
How are you doing?
Nope, that's not what I was asking. That is not the question I was proposing to you. Dan, are you done? Oh, you're still writing.
Yeah, I'm still. Go ahead.
No, you cannot fill
I
in.
know I'm not. No, I'm done.
all
I
right.
put a line through it. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
tell us, if you could do one pastime for the rest of your life, what would
Wait,
it
wait,
be?
wait, wait, wait.
Whoa, jeez.
Oh my lord.
Okay, good. Now I'm done.
Okay, all right. Answer the question, please.
Dance.
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 Oh, but not dance. Dance.
Yes.
She would like to dance.
Why?
Why?
Assuming that my body would be chilling with me dancing all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Well,
Because that's the soul's way of expressing itself.
Yeah.
I feel. My dad used to tell me, he still does, tells me this, that when we dance, we're channeling energy through our body in a way that, our higher selves comprehends, but we don't have the words to describe. So if I can do that as a pastime, that means I'm essentially in movement meditation consistently, which can only mean that in my not pastime, I'm creating amazing things because I'm happy.
there you go. That's nice. Do you dance a lot right now?
I do. I can't say I do it in any professional sense.
No, but like by yourself at
oh, yeah,
home?
all the time.
All the time.
Yeah,
Just
everything
music,
I do.
no music?
Both. And sometimes I am the music,
There you go.
Do you do it like nobody's watching?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think a part of me is always like, somebody is.
And if they're not, they should be.
Sure.
And that goes to my answer.
I'd love
for
to
her,
hear your answer,
which
Dan.
is just making other people smile. That's what people
So
are
This
much
is the
watching.
kindness,
most
guys.
supportive episode
So much
we've
kindness.
ever done.
All right.
Vibes.
Yeah.
It's vibes.
Well, we'll see. Travis, what do you think?
I put bad vibes taxidermy.
Oh.
What is
Just
bad vibes taxidermy?
Plucking
please?
bad vibes out of the air and then stuffing them with good thoughts
Oh.
and then mounting them.
Okay. All right.
That's another
Okay.
awe moment. You get points for that. It sounded mean. It was kind.
Yeah, it did.
It was kind.
It sounded mean. Yeah,
It
definitely did.
I spent the entire time going, how do I make taxidermy sound like a good thing?
All right. Because you wanted it to
I
be
just wanted to-
taxidermy.
Yes.
Got it, got it.
I like where your head was
All
at
right.
with that.
Lex, what do you got?
Mariana, look. Dance like no one's watching / yoga.
Okay, Lex, that is
No
10
proof she didn't
points.
write that after
Oh,
the
There
no,
is
fact.
no
I swear
proof.
I didn't.
Well,
I
there-
would not.
Brett is in there. Brett,
Brett?
did she?
She wrote it.
Thank
okay,
you, Brett.
All right. Okay, all right. So.
I'm sad Brett isn't playing this game because this is. I'd love to hear Brett.
Oh, yeah.
Would you?
Brett plays the game a lot. You wouldn't.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
All right. Now, for your half question.
Okay.
Did you just? So now you can answer that however you want. Okay. You can finish the question, or you can just answer the finished question in your head. Okay? Whatever your answer is, these people are going to try to guess it. They're going to write it down. Oh, Travis is already done? No? Yes?
I'm done.
No?
You can't
Okay.
see that, but I'm done.
Okay, Lex, fine. I'll give you points.
I'm part of it.
Okay?
Even though I'm
And
so far away.
you don't even have to explain what your answer is. You can just throw it out there and we'll try to interpret what it means in our heads. And that's how the game is played.
Could you repeat the half question?
Yes. Did you just... Okay. All right. Lex is done.
Yeah.
Done.
So I
All
can
right.
go.
And well, I want to
No,
give
she
these
has to go
guys the
first.
chance. Yeah, again, Lex, we've played this
Listen,
game
I
a
get
few
rushed
times.
all the time when it comes to writing down my answers, so
Sure,
I'm only
sure.
paying it forward
Understood.
in that regard.
All right, so you get points for paying it forward. Do you want to answer the question? Did you just...
Put
A quarter of an answer to half a question. Amazing. Amazing.
I can say a little more.
No, I like that answer. This is the first time a person has done that. Answered a partial question with a partial answer.
That is the first time.
It's called being a genius, Leif.
It is called being a genius. That is wonderful. Did any of you guys guess with a
No.
partial answer? Dan.
No.
Oh, no.
No.
I'll give Lex a second and she'll write that down.
Hey!
What?
What do you got?
So the question was
Did you just...
yes, and it was fantastic.
Okay,
Oh,
all right.
okay,
Good
all right,
answer.
cool.
Lex, what do you got?
I said, did you just make taxidermy nice?
Oh, tie back. I kind of like that. We use points for that.
Okay.
I wrote down. Yeah, but it's a natural bodily function. Don't be weird about it.
That's nice.
All right. Good points for that. Okay. Excellent. Do you want to elaborate or not? You don't have to.
I was just gonna say potentially, but I like that the put came out in a way that it could mean so many things.
Leaned into it.
I
love it.
really had to
I love
stop
it.
there.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for playing 2.5 questions.
It was my freaking honor.
Yeah, I'm going to go over the scores right now for the other three. Tied at the bottom, Travis and Dan with 65 points, which means in the lead is Lex with 75 points.
OMG.
And
How
I
did
am
that
not
happen?
I am not setting this up, but once again, we are 10 points away. That is weird how that is happening. So, what we would like to do at this point is invite you to stick around and play our last game with us. But you are not coming into the game with no points.
Okay.
We are going to give you one more point than the current leader. So you are starting the game with 76 points. So you have a
No problem. I lose every time. So it's good.
no, you have a very good chance of winning the whole
I'm gonna
thing.
tell you right now that that's.
No, I believe in you. I believe
And
that
I'm
you
a
can
positive
win.
person, as you can tell.
I can tell.
Yeah, I'm super positive.
Yes. All right. So stick around, and when we come back, what are we going to be playing? Oh, yes, we're going to be playing Anagram, a Nag Rag.
Who comes up with these names?
I do. I come up with these names. Okay, so stick around, and we'll see you when we get back. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Oh, boy.
There should be a podcast just by me.
Okay, welcome back to Everything's a Game. Love those kids. We love those kids.
Oh, no.
Now, Lex, why did you have to do that? Why did you have to do that? Okay, we are going to be playing the game An Anagram, a Nag Rag. All right, so I'm going to give you the anagram of a game title, a tabletop game title. I want you to come up with the actual game title. For example, if I said file, the answer would be
Life.
Life. Thank you, Dan. 5 points.
Oh,
Well, the game didn't start, but you get 5 points.
Thank you.
I like the way you jumped in. Okay.
I
First
would
one.
have already not known that. So.
First one. And here's the thing. Fun answers get just as much points as correct
If
answers.
not more. Yeah.
Okay, excellent work.
All right. One scars cans. One scars cans. What is that an anagram of? So, Lex.
Oh, yeah.
Carcassonne.
Oh, are we yelling out first?
I
Is that how
guess
this game
that's
works?
what we're
All right.
doing.
Sorry, I got really
All right.
excited because normally I'm like you, Mariana. They kick my butt when it comes to board games and all that stuff.
Lex,
so
you know what? I appreciate your eagerness. You did get the right answer. I am giving you points.
thank you. Sorry, sorry for shouting it.
Did you write down an answer, Travis?
Carcassonne.
Carcassonne. Travis gets points.
I was in the process. I erased it, but that's all right. I'll take no points. That's fine.
And what did you write down?
Scaranos.
Okay, that's points.
Scar nose.
I thought it would be a cool game.
Yep. Nope. I like that game. The next anagram.
And we're yelling these out.
No,
or
no,
no,
sorry.
no,
I got
writing them
excited,
down.
Dan.
No, that's okay.
Got excited.
Grain fill.
How do I spell that?
Grain. Grain.
Okay.
Fill. Grain fill.
Okay.
Like if you had a silo, what would you fill it with? You'd fill it with grain. and they need to distribute it to your cattle or your livestock in some way.
So are there 2 words?
All right, I got it.
I can't tell you that.
You got it already?
I got it. It was a simple one.
This one
Dang.
That's a simple one.
is not on the difficult end, I would say. I'm proud that Travis has got it, but I think this is one that people are going to be like, oh, I should have got that. Just come up with some words. just say your words.
Just words.
You guys are thinking about this too hard. I just want
This
words.
is a hard game, okay?
Yeah, see?
Do I get points for having way
Yes.
ahead of everybody
Yep,
else?
you
here?
do.
Yeah.
Yep, because that's the nature of this show.
Yeah.
Is
How
answers
fast
quickly.
can you do it?
All right.
Okay.
You have a foreigner on this table, and how could you? How could this be the
That's
game?
true. I am sorry. Yep. But you could come up with words in other languages. I'm allowing
I'm
that.
doing my best.
I would allow that. I would like that, actually. All right.
I would just throw out some like Brazilian phrases he won't even know.
Right.
Yeah, just make stuff up.
We don't combine letters in the way that.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
He
it doesn't
won't
matter.
know.
Just do it. Just do it.
Well,
All
I
right.
already have one
Lex, you're
here.
good, right? You
Yep.
you have an answer?
Yep.
Okay. Trev, what do you got?
Uno.
Yes.
Oh, points. Trev gets points. Does anybody else have an answer?
I have an answer.
Yeah, okay.
I flaring.
Oh, that is the letters. All right. Points for Dan.
Nice.
Okay. Lex, you have anything?
Yeah, I said King of Tokyo.
Okay.
It's
all right.
callback. It's callback.
Okay. All right. And what do you got?
I think I'm taking this too seriously. I have rain gill.
Range Gill.
Yeah.
I'm down with it. Okay, you get points for that. Everybody's tied right now, by the way. The answer was Final Girl. Final Girl.
Of course it was. Yeah.
Yes.
All
that
right.
one.
All right.
I'd like to think this next one is easy. I'm sure it's not.
Uh-huh.
All right. Thor's Raven. Thor's Raven.
Thor's Raven.
Yep.
Thor's is a name?
Can we at least say, can you at least say if it's 2 words? Like,
It's a single word,
Okay,
Lex.
okay.
It is a
Okay.
single word. I will say that this is a cold game.
yes, I know it.
Oh, yeah, I got it. Yeah.
What do you got? All right, you all right? I want to give me your answer. What do you got?
So it's now I did put in Portuguese something.
Yeah.
So, na sorte.
Oh,
means
20 points.
in luck.
Excellent. Great job. Great job.
I've given up on the games entirely.
Yep, I'm proud of you.
That is where I live.
That's where we go with this. All right, Dan, what do you got?
Well, my original answer was for horse never, but the answer is Frosthaven.
No, I would have given you points for the other answer, not for Frost.
Not for the right answer.
Not
Okay.
for the right
All right,
answer.
good.
Okay,
All right.
Lex.
Frosthaven.
Yep.
I said Frosthaven.
And
Frosthaven.
Everybody had
Frosthaven.
Frosthaven. Okay, proud of you all.
Thanks.
Nobody needs
But not as proud as I am of Mariana.
Yes.
So.
Thank you so much.
Okay, next. Oh, I'm going to try to keep these a little simpler. Okay. Coming next fall on Fox, Cinema PD.
All of those
No,
letters?
it's just Cinema PD.
Oh, Cinema
PD.
Cinema.
Cinema PD. Actually, let's go with this one. ONU. ONU. Okay? ONU. Yep. What is the anagram of ONU? Give me.
All right, I've got it. I've got it.
Okay.
Can I go first?
Yes, please go first.
This war of mine.
Yes, this war of mine. That ONU's anagram of this war of mine.
All right.
Dan, do you have something?
Give me a second.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
same.
Give me a second. It's ONU. What are you talking about? You officially changed it to ONU. They're still working on the other one.
I know they are.
Okay.
They refuse to take your
They don't want my pity party. They are like, you're having a party. I'm not coming. I'm sticking with the original
This
again.
war of mine is my either one.
Yep. What
Either
is
one
it?
I'm going with. This war of mine.
This war of mine again.
Yeah, all
Okay.
right.
Great.
Oh,
Either way.
nice.
Dan, what do you got?
Pac-Man dick.
Look, I love the process of
Big points.
deduction there,
Big
Dan.
points. Big points for Dan.
It is.
Like, I did the same basic thing. Like I wrote out the word. I'm like, okay, so my mind cape.
Mind cape. Points. Points.
Thanks.
Those are words, Lex. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
It's not a game, but those are words. And Mariana, what do you got?
Peidam sim, which means they do fart.
Oh,
Ah, okay.
big points. Big points. Big points. No, the original Onu is Uno.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Thank you, guys. But no, it was pandemic.
Oh,
Pandemic.
Of course it was. Of course it was. What is
Pandemic.
I can't believe I did Pac-Man Dick and didn't come up with Pandemic. My favorite game.
I'm
Is it
surprised
really?
by that as well.
Oh, wow.
Pandemic's your favorite?
That is your favorite game?
It is. It was my gateway drug.
Oh.
yeah.
Have you played Pandemic Legacy?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Did you play Pandemic during the pandemic?
Yeah.
Everybody did.
But I played it a lot before then. Actually,
We had no choice. We had to play that game. All right, here's another legit one. Carl Ebbs. Carlebbs. But I will just take a name of a game, any game. I don't care what letters are in the game. Like just throw out words. Words. At this point, I take words. Like if you guys can form a sentence, that would be awesome.
I know.
Oh.
I think. I know.
Are you going to shout it out? Because
I
Helps,
could.
come on, because
I could.
that's how you play the games.
The only
could.
one I've legitimately gotten is when you yelled it out and I wrote it down.
You're welcome.
You know?
But
Yeah.
I got it.
All right, Carl Ebbs.
Yeah, I feel like this could actually be a real game.
So
Well, I'm interested. Tell me what your real game is.
Real CBS.
Very
Real
nice.
CBS.
as opposed to fake CBS.
Yeah. All right. Good. Carl Ebbs.
It's. I don't think it's actually real CBS. It is Blarkles.
Perfect.
Blarkles.
I like that.
That's
Yeah.
better.
All right.
Mine is Spee-lark.
Spelark, as in spelarking?
Well, yeah, I just took the words and reversed them.
Yeah. Okay. I'm
Guys,
proud
guys, it's clearly Scrabble.
of you. It is Scrabble. Thank
Of
you,
course
Lex.
it is.
You're
It is
welcome.
very much the game about this game.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Oh.
All right.
Sure.
Oh, that was meta, Leaf. That was
Yeah.
very meta.
All right.
5 points, Leaf.
Do we even do one more?
I guess. Why not?
We
I guess
can.
we do one more.
We can.
Make it the
All right.
hardest one.
I mean,
The
this
hardest
is the last
one?
time.
The longest
This-
and
okay,
hardest.
I
This
won't
is the
do
last
long.
time we're going to play this game.
Yes, it
Or
is.
ever.
100% is the last time we were going to play this game.
Did you not get to answer that? Or you
Oh
did?
no,
Yeah,
no!
yeah,
I'm
okay,
just
Brazilian card.
inserting the Brazilian card.
Okay,
Before,
gotcha.
Before this.
Here we go. Leathery Boathouse Anthill.
Jeez.
What the heck?
Dan asked for the longest one.
Leathery
What?
boathouse.
Leathery?
Leathery
Boathouse Anthill.
Anthill.
Good God.
I will say the title is kind of already in there. Okay? So just like break down those words a little bit. It's not as hard as you might think.
Really?
I'm already.
That's so many.
Oh, I've got it, actually.
Yeah, oh my
I'm
goodness.
just going to say this out loud. The House on Haunted Hill.
I was going to write that down.
I don't care.
No, where's the B?
I don't
The
care.
House on Haunted. The
Screw
House on
you.
Haunted Hill.
He's wrong.
The House on
Betrayal.
Betrayal. The House on the Hill.
Betrayal on the House.
House
Oh,
on
yeah.
the Hill.
Betrayal on the House.
Gosh,
on the
come
Hill.
on.
Betrayal
I
at
was
the House
really
on-
honestly going to write that
All right,
down.
Lex, you get points.
Thanks.
Jan gets points. Travis gets points. Mariana gets points. Everybody gets points. All right. Brett, I'm giving you 500 points. There you go.
He didn't even speak.
Yeah, I know he didn't.
He's just here. You get
All right.
points.
Yeah,
One
he
more?
should get points for just
One
existing.
more. Okay, one more. Because
One
we
more, really?
love this
Okay.
game.
Yeah, no,
we
no,
love
we
it
do.
so much.
I can't believe-
Look how excited Travis is.
Welcome,
We love
welcome to the
this.
show, Marianne. I'm glad you got a good game to go on.
Yep, the game
Really
was-
easy.
Yeah, I'm-
something that you could. Yeah,
You
get
can tell
into
that
this.
Leif really thought hard
Yeah.
about this.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
I did. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. That's
Acne demos. Acne demos.
Acne.
Demos.
Acne demos. It is 2 words in the anagram and it is 2 words in the answer.
Okay.
I think. Yes, it is. It's two
Wow.
words.
You don't even know.
I don't.
For
I
sure?
don't. I don't. I don't know who came up with this game. I'd like to fire them. This is the worst game we've ever played.
It's not the worst game we've
It's
ever
not,
played.
but it's in
I
the
think
top
the
5.
fingering one might be. might win.
Is it some dance?
It's not, but I'm going to give you points for that.
How about cane modes?
Cane modes.
all right. I think I have it.
Okay.
Is it acne demos?
It is, Travis. It is. It is acne demos.
Okay.
Is it Mac DeMose?
It is Mac DeMose, too. You are right as well.
Oh boy.
Everybody is right. Lex, did you say an answer? I can't remember.
Who's right?
I just did.
I just want to be done with this. I don't remember anything.
No, our next game is classic phrases from the 1950s in America.
Yes, 'cause my games are always topical, if anything else. All right,
Everything
so-
is an anagram of Dan Rather.
Yes.
These are all
That's
the
how we
things you can
started this
spell with Dan
episode.
Rather.
Was Dan Rather?
All right, the game
Well, what's
was
the game?
code names.
Code names. Of course it was.
Code
course
names.
Of course it was.
All right, so that's the end of that. Thank God.
Thank God. Yes.
Shoot it, put it out to pasture, whatever we want to do with it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that wasn't a very fun game.
Oh, the bringer of joy brings the truth.
Can I just say?
The bringer of
Can I
joy.
just say?
Hammer of truth.
We were all thinking it.
All right, so at the end of that terrible game, this is the scores. All right, at the bottom is Travis with 90.
Sure.
Lex has 95 points. Mariana has 105, but Dan wins
What?
this round with 110 points.
Very nice,
Wow.
Dan.
Dan
Yes.
always wins every game that I
doesn't-
play with him.
Really?
Yes.
All right, so you're the most winner of everything. What are you going to do with your title?
I am going to do everything most winningly.
Sure.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
and
you,
because
thank you,
Dan won, that means Pavel Krasovin also wins because he commented it would have been a very entertaining show, and maybe it still will be, on our reaction to Rodney Smith video where we talk about the inception of our show initially and how we made an hour-long episode and all that stuff. He obviously wants to see it, so maybe we should consider putting that out.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Mariana, for stepping in and sitting here and
Putting up with
with
us.
the
Yeah,
torture of
tolerating-
that game. I am
tolerating
so
us.
sorry about that. But you are a delight, and it's always fun to have you around. So thank you for being here.
It was a joy.
And thank you, my fellow hosts, for putting up with those games. And thank you, audience, for watching. We
And
can't
thank you,
wait
Dan
to
Rather,
and thank
for
you,
not
Dan
suing
Rather.
us or.
We can't wait to try this again. So please like, subscribe, ring that bell, and next week we'll be back with another episode, and we hope to see you there. Thanks so much. Everything's a Game is a production of Above Board TV. The show's theme song is composed by David B. Don't forget to check out our YouTube channel and other social media pages to access even more of our original content.